Right. There you go. There you go, family. Oh man, I can't believe it. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a second. Uh yeah. Yeah, I think so. There you go. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Brazil Menin. One perfect balance, family. Welcome to another episode of Politically Incorrect. Where we get it correct. If we not correct, please correct us. Just inbox, send a message. You know how we do. And yeah, let us know how it goes. Yeah, pause that. Yeah, this is kind of loud. But anyhow, family, welcome again. Yeah, I know. Y'all miss us on Wednesday night, but we miss you too. Believe that. But sometimes you have technical difficulties that you can't even one of the. Don't even worry about it, man. It's like all these things are going to happen because you can't have up and not have a pull the opposite direction. So you got to balance it. You got to balance it. Take the bitter with the sweet. That's how I look at it. But we're here tonight, and yes, whatever happened to the government industrial school, like almost like that just vanished. We're gonna take a look at tonight. Let's do a little review and drop some other knowledge. So go tell a friend and tell a friend. Let them know that Politically Incorrect is up and running. I want to say welcome to those who are joining us now for the very first time. I want to say welcome to the platform. Those who are catching it on the live and those who might be watching it on the replay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's really all I could say. Despite the little glitches that going to happen in between, trying to figure out how to make it work or not work. Well, look, we here. For those that may not be familiar with it, tonight is Friday. So as always, Shabbat Shalom to the brothers and sisters of the faith. And Salam Alaikum to the brothers of the Islamic community. Ashe Hotep conscious community. Namaste, namaste. I see the God in you. Without question to our brothers and sisters, Rastafari love, right, true and true. And for everybody else joining us now, love and light, family, love and light. So I want to touch on some things tonight that, may seem somewhat controversial to some, maybe not. We're just going to do a little recap. I want to take a look at something that we may have missed before. And I think it's important that we kind of take a step back in order to take a step forward. So go tell a friend to tell a friend. Politically Incorrect is on and running. And yes, we are going to look at some stuff tonight. So love and light to you too, family. I see you. Natasha, I see you. Jackie, we see you. Yeah, I know there was probably some discrepancies between the link and all this stuff, but what can you do, huh? What can you really, really do when you're dealing with this kind of technology, man? What can you do, family? Go tell a friend and tell a friend, family. Politically Incorrect up and running for sure. Yes, family, I see you. Darken, glad you joined us, man. Be bold, family. Be bold, family. Listen to the words, man.
Gotta take it. Make your mind up and face it because
warriors don't cry. Tease on bread. Pull out for the top, man. For the top, family. For the top, man. They gonna do what they have to do, and we gonna do what we have to do. But remember one thing on this battlefield. Whether you in or you out. Whether you in or you out. You gotta know what you about, family.
Tell yourself you're not doing wrong. Once you're in, you gotta take it.
Yes.
Make your mind up, son, and face it.
Remember. Warriors don't cry. We in it to win it, family.
I know lots of folks will
shout out to Dominica. I see you, family.
They want to.
See you, family. Dan, I see you.
They don't even know why.
They don't even know why they hate you, man.
So don't watch the crowd.
Don't watch them, though.
Their duty is to be loud. Believe in what you're doing and feel proud.
Believe in yourself and feel proud, family.
When you fall along the way,
remember, if you fall, family, then you got a lot to say.
They don't really care if you make it through the
day. Don't even check for your family. Remember that, man. They don't care whether your children eat or not, man. They only watching to see you fall.
There's no true friend when you're hungry.
Bye.
Not if he's hungry too.
Not if he hungry too.
At times you can't rely.
Can't always rely on them, family. Real thing.
Because the same brother will sell you with the offer.
Sell you if the offer
Feels good and sets him right.
if that offer look good at all. You never know you.
Oh, don't watch the crowd. The duty is to be loud.
Believe in yourself and see.
Feel proud.
Feel proud, man.
Cause when you fall along the way, people will have lots to say.
They don't really care.
If you make a true
Anika, I see you. I see you. I gotta holler at you, man. I'm cool. Blessed love me.
Keep on
If they only knew.
strong. Yourself without doing wrong.
You're in or out. You're in or out. You're in or out. Yes, family. We do this, man. Make it look easy, man. Make it look easy, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend, family.
Once you're in, prepare to take it. Make your mind up, son, and face it, yes. Cause warriors don't cry.
Warriors do not cry.
I know lots of folks will hate you, and not because they want.
Not because they want to hate you. Sometimes they don't even know why.
So don't watch them.
Yes, family. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Go and share. Share. Don't want to hear nothing else right now. But yeah, Emmanuel, I ran share this thing. Barry, I see you. Shout out to ATL, all the family in NYC, all the family in T-Dot Canada, the whole globe. Politically incorrect. We up and running. So said it's time to gain some knowledge. Look, I be learning from you all, man. When I go read the comments, sometimes I be like, shit, pass the popcorn. Y'all be having me rolling, man. The comments is a whole different program by itself, really. Politically incorrect, family. I trust that everybody's doing wonderful. I trust that you had an amazing week. Yeah, Grand Rising, family. She said, I'm here. We are here, family. We are one. I definitely got a shout out to Dominica and the Caribbean, Antigua, St. Lucia, Yarraman. Shout out to St. Vincent and the elders. You know, Bishai, salute, family. All the family over there for sure. Sister K, especially the family that put in the work. Man, I don't even know you. Future Prime Minister. I told her that. She don't believe me. I don't think she believe me. Watch it gonna happen, man. Shout out to my family across the water, though. Family in Grenada, in Trinidad, in Guyana. Shout out to Demerara. Shout out to Demerara. Shout out to the whole Guyanese posse, for sure. All indigenous beings throughout the region. It is that time. It is that time. Stand up and stand by. You know, stand down no more. Stand up and stand by. That's all the time. Straight. Tell a friend and tell a friend. That's what's up. By the way, Kits, SKB. Can't forget that one for sure. IT, Jamaica, the Cuba, you know, the whole Caribbean. One Caribbean is what we're dealing with, man. For sure. Warriors don't cry. That show put me in a whole different space, though. I can't even tell a lie. Daffodil, I see you. I see you, family. Sonia, I see you. Man, what happened Wednesday? Listen, man. Y'all, listen, man. Technical difficulties. Well, it wasn't totally technical difficulty, man. You know, but like I be telling y'all, this thing don't run off for nothing. It run off for fuel. It run off for fuel, man. It's run off for fuel. So circumstances sometimes prevent things from happening. But you know what? It'd be for a reason. So let me just jump into tonight real quick. We know you ain't going to stick up because I don't even want to stick up. Should I do it this way? Could I do it that way? I actually want to drop something else that came in kind of late. Okay, I can't do it that way. So I got to go back to this original way. So we got to stick to the original plan. So here's the deal. There you go. All right, so here's the plan. Now the question is, what happened to the government industrial school? I remember since last year, we've been going on about this. And earlier this year, we've been going on about this. and then we were told that some things are going to happen, and then a lot of different things happened. A lot of stuff was in the media. They even had a court case. It got dismissed. It went to the appeal. It went to the high court. The high court kicked it back to the lower court. It was like a political hot potato. Nobody wanted to touch it. Everybody was passing it around, and eventually it landed back in the lower court. And apparently, I think the attorney probably failed to file certain documents accurately. Perhaps the inexperience, you know how it is with these young whippersnappers. But nevertheless, she managed to pull it off eventually, and some judgments were given. Although we haven't really seen those as yet, but nevertheless, not in writing anyway. So let's wheel back a bit here a second. Let's go back a bit. Let me go back to the first one. I want to play this one first, just to set the stage and go somewhere. Now, this came up in a search out the blue, like out the blue. And I thought it was so pertinent that we need to say this and get this on the record. So this is from 2016, though. So I want y'all to see how this problem isn't a simple problem, and it can't be solved by a simple sleight of the hands. There's obviously a lot more at stake here than we are being told. And of course, you know, that's the case with any government. Now, y'all remember this guy right here? Take a look at him. You remember him? He said, for the first time in Barbados history, the government industrial school is housing more girls than boys. And the worried Attorney General Adriel Bradford says it is a negative indication that some of the island's girls are troubled. This is 2016. Keep in mind, this is around the same time that report came out, you know, urging them to fix this issue by, was it UNESCO? No, UNICEF. There you go, UNICEF. But I want to play this right now for y'all to see. Let me just drop this real quick. Let me just play this real quick. I want y'all listen to what he's saying here. This is 2016, family.
I think we have about 36 girls or so.
Okay, hold on. Give me a soundtrack. Matter of fact, give me some thumbs up. Give me a sound check. Let me know if you can hear clearly, if that little clip sounded clear, and I'll go run it for the top again. Give me some feed forward. Let me know what's going on out there on the other side of this net. And let me know what's going on so I can just let it run. But give me some feed forward, family. Let me know what's up. Clear? All right. Clear. Here we go. But listen, hold on a second. I'm going to play it in a minute. Listen, family. I want y'all to listen carefully about what he's saying. This is 2016. This is the same time they came out with a document explaining that they need to address this matter urgently. It's too, archaic. They need to fix this issue. Remember, this came out. Okay. 2016. Listen to this carefully.
I think we have about 36 girls or so, as opposed to 21 or 22 boys. The first time ever in the history of Barbados. We are now trying to do the analysis and try to work out, well, how can this be? What is going wrong? What is going wrong? And in many ways, we began seeing the signs a little while ago, because if you go to football matches, I'm using it as an example. In the old days, you see the boys only with a spliff in the hand, etc., etc. Nowadays, you see the boys and the girls. And the boys and the girls with their children. And so, you're seeing more girls involved in fights in the bus stands and fights at school, etc. And 13 and 14-year-olds fighting over big men, etc. Right? These are the kind of issues that I'm saying to you, that when I read them as a member of parliament, as a father, as a Barbadian, so it doesn't sit well with me. It concerns me. It doesn't allow me to sleep properly. I figure we have some serious issues that we need to address.
We have some serious issues that we need to address. Staggering. Those numbers are staggering in 2016. I would like to get a hold of at least half of those young ladies just to do a little interview documentary kind of thing to see where they are post GIS. Are some of them still in GIS? Have some of them graduated to Dodds in terms of committing other crimes? Have some of them graduated and gone to school and done exceptionally well with their lives? I think there should be a follow-up story always to find out how effective this institution that they're all talking about really is. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we have our suspicions. And quite frankly, the minister said as a father, and I, not saying he wasn't. I think personally that he was a bit empathetic at this point in time and not sympathetic like the other guy. Because the other guy is straight up sympathetic. He has no empathy about this, and it's obvious. The brother said, I can't even sleep. This thing be bothering me. Now, political and double speak, but I'll tell you something. As a man and as a father, it's emphatically impossible to see these situations, see what's going on, and think to yourself like, well, damn, though, but this is all right. Or worse yet, turn a blind eye. Typically, people who cannot empathize with this kind of horror would think to turn a blind eye. Why do I say that? Oh, that's obvious. Because despite what he said, there are others who, well, tell you what, take a look for yourself. Let me just take a look for yourself. You be the judge.
Policies and practices that are in convention with the UN, rules for protection of juveniles deprived of their liberty. And we recently had 2 instances where wards of the institution, in one instance, sought to abscond, and in the second instance, actually were successful in absconding from the institution. Now, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about the government industrial school.
That would be me and others.
And I'm hearing all of them.
That would be me as well.
And at the center of this, for me, is my concern for the well-being of the wards who are in our care. The young ladies who are at the government industrial school at Barrows in particular, many of them come from troubled circumstances. Many of them, they don't want to be there. They form part of our justice system, our juvenile justice system, and either are remanded into the care at Barrows in St. Lucie, or they're serving some type of sentence at Barrows in St. Lucie. But in any event, they are at St. Lucie and they're under the care and control of the government of Barbados and the Ministry of Home Affairs. It is in our interest that the young ladies who are at Barrows and the boys who are at Dodds get the best care possible. They're children. I have heard all sorts of comments swirling in social media, in the traditional media, about the wards of the 2 schools. I've heard information on their backgrounds. I've heard speculation as to why they're there, the types of persons they are, the types of homes they come from, even down to snippets of their medical history. In some cases, completely speculative, and in many cases, unfounded. And it has to stop. It has to stop. We have to bring some order back to this situation. I have heard the allegations of abuse, and I'm concerned about them. I've heard the allegations of mistreatment, and I'm concerned about those. I've heard the allegations of bullying, and I'm concerned about those. We're dealing with a Victorian era institution in the 21st century Barbados. The thinking that initially informed the setting up of the government industrial schools, we've moved past that sort of penal and punitive thinking. We are now trying, it is not about punishment of the wards or our institutions. It is about trying to help them, trying to give them a voice, trying to reinforce positive thoughts with them, trying that when they come out of the institutions, that they are better persons and better able to function in society. We have many positive stories coming out of the institutions. But then we also are all aware, and we hear a lot of other allegations that are not so pleasant. The recent focus, the recent situation.
Just for the record, please bear with me. I know it's probably boring, and now you're looking at it a little few weeks or months later. it really, you're kind of like, I'm falling to sleep here already. But give me 2 more minutes to make a point.
Concerning the absconding of the young ladies from Barrows in St. Lucie has thrown up a lot of issues that bear immediate investigation and attention.
Yeah, okay.
Our initial investigations, surface investigations into what informed or what may have caused the young ladies to take the approach that they took, and even certain policies and procedures at the school have yielded some serious concerns for us that we cannot possibly ignore.
Mm-hmm.
I myself, before the young ladies, absconded went and spoke to every single one of them.
There be nobody KFC.
And we did this because we care. I did this because I care. I am concerned about the state of affairs at the government industrial schools.
Okay. He's concerned about the state of affairs. Okay. Listen this carefully.
I'm concerned about our curriculums at the schools. I'm concerned as to whether they're getting the proper medical and counseling treatment, because many of the wards in our care have come there because this is a very difficult interview for me, because I have to be able to talk to you, the members of the public. I have to be able to talk and answer questions from the press, but I am bound by the need to protect as much as I can the personal information, the medical information, the personal circumstance of the wards under our care. I don't have the luxury that some people do bring about accusations and there be no consequences to what it is I say. So I'm trying to get my message across while preserving the dignity of those who are under our care.
Listen, I
cannot ignore the situations going on at the school.
Good. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Tell us.
Minister Humphrey will speak later and advise you as to the developments in legislation to bring us more in line with 21st century thinking.
Okay. Legislations. Right. As usual.
Legislation, the juvenile justice legislation.
Okay.
The fact that we have had an investigation done by UNICEF into some of the operations at the school and recommendations for protocols, many of which have actually been accepted as well.
Okay. Just for the record, real quick, these protocols he's referring to were from 2016, and this is 2022. So what he's referring to is from 2016, and yes, they were accepted, but never put in place. But anyhow, continue. Where is he? Where did he go? I don't have no control over this one here now.
But once again, we're dealing with an archaic institution in an archaic building that was not necessarily or does not necessarily contemplate the rehabilitative aims of juvenile justice at this point in time or child protection.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is we have to investigate all of the complaints and all of the issues.
Okay.
As I said, when we went in to the school following the abscondment, and I spoke to a number of members of staff, and I also took a look and we broke down all of the protocols, all of the procedures, all of the things that happened, what the girls' daily routine was from the time they woke up to the time they went to sleep, what reinforcements are put in place, because it can't just be about discipline, it also has to be about helping and building. I'm concerned by some of the practices that are there. I'm concerned that we can do better. I'm concerned that better must be done. And while we are awaiting the promised legislation, the fact is there are some things that need to be addressed now.
Okay.
Recently, some new suggestions and allegations have also come to light that have to be investigated now.
Okay.
As a result, I have decided to have a departmental inquiry into the operations at the government industrial school.
Okay. We're listening. We're listening.
A full departmental inquiry to address all of the issues that we know are on the table, to address the policies and practices at school, to address things like the curriculum, to address extracurricular activities, to address mentorship, to address all of the things that touch and concern these young ladies. And this is not one of those investigations that go into perpetuity.
Okay, great, great.
There's a fixed time to deal with this because we accept that it is not too soon to conclude this investigation. That this has to be done. This has to be given the priority and all of the resources that government can put at it at this point in time to get to the bottom, in particular, of the most recent allegations.
Okay, okay. How long?
I want to assure everyone
Sure.
that we are going to fully investigate and speak with everyone concerned, everybody whose name has been mentioned. There is going to be, once we announce the departmental inquiry, we're going to set up a line and an email contact, which will circulate to the public. So persons who have information that we don't have are free to contact us so that their concerns can be investigated as well.
What's that number?
We are looking
No.
at nothing is going to be swept under the carpet
Okay.
in this
Oh,
investigation.
okay.
At the
Okay.
end of this,
Okay.
based on the findings, recommendations are going to be made and actions are going to be taken. And we're going to follow those findings wherever they go. And I also
Wait, hold on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Go back this. Go back there a second, buddy. This about 10 seconds. Yeah. Come again.
based on the findings, recommendations are going to be made and actions are going to be taken. And
Okay.
we're going to follow those findings wherever they go. And I also wish to say that we're going to leave no stone unturned.
Okay, wait a second. So actions will be taken and no stone unturned. Okay.
In getting to the bottom of all of the allegations so that when we are finished, we'll be able to report fully to Barbados.
Report fully to
We'll be
Barbados.
able to report to the parents of the young ladies.
Okay.
We'll be able to speak to young ladies and say what we found and what is going to happen next.
Okay.
We'll be able to take action against anyone found to be in breach. If people are exonerated, then they will be exonerated.
How long?
But we are going to get once and for all to the bottom of all of the allegations swirling in relation to the government industrial schools.
Okay.
And this is not just in relation to the government industrial school at Barrows, where we're also looking as well at the boys institution to make recommendations for programming to better service them and service their program. As I said,
How long?
reforms are coming.
How long?
We already heard the cries of the public of Barbados. We already took advice from UNICEF. The Barrows School is going to be closed. We are looking to move.
Wait, hold on. The Barrows School is going to be.
Reforms are coming.
Okay.
We already heard the cries of the public of Barbados. We already took advice from UNICEF. The Barrows School is going to be closed.
Okay, it's going to be
We
closed.
are looking to move the young ladies from Barrows to a retrofitted facility at Dodds in St. Philip, which they will share with the boys. Once the proper construction work has been done and the retrofit done to enable the girls to be properly separated from the boys in the facility. But that is a priority for our ministry at this point in time. Cabinet on Wednesday last week approved us to start the enter contract and to start the retrofit as quickly as we can. So we also, when we complete this move, we want the young ladies to be moving in to a facility that can better accommodate them with programs that are more suited to their needs, with services that better facilitate what it is that can better accommodate them, with programs that are more suited to their needs, with services that better facilitate.
That was just a slip of the tongue. He didn't actually mean to say nude. He meant needs, just for the record.
Facilitate what it is that they need to accomplish and assist them in becoming the best that they can be and addressing their concerns. If they have psychiatric concerns, then they must get the proper psychiatric assistance. If they have psychological concerns or complaints, then they must have the psychological interventions that suit what their complaints are.
Yeah, right.
It's
How
our
long?
intention that when they move, they're moving in to as optimal a circumstance as we can do for them.
Right.
But in the interim, until such time as that is done, we will, based on the findings coming out of this inquiry, departmental inquiry, we will address the things that we can in the shortest possible order.
How
As
long?
they come up, we're going to address them. For instance, one that is going to be addressed immediately is going to be medical services on call for both institutions, so that anybody getting sick at the institution does not have to wait on an ambulance to take you to either the QEH, A&E, or for medical care. But we're going to have doctors on call who can actually get it there in a much shorter time, so that their needs can be addressed immediately. There's so much more I can say, but I think you get the point of where we're going. In relation to the government industrial school, actually, I'll pause right there and I'll touch briefly on Dodds Prison as well. Dodds Prison.
All right. Well, look, see, it never got into the time frame, at least not in this clip. But we know that he said 6 weeks. I mean, we skipped forward this Dodds thing. We're not even going to go through all this. But we know for a fact he said 6 weeks.
Well,
as a matter of fact,
we've had a number of concerns raised in relation to the operations at Dodds Prison. Also with him will be Tessa Chatterton Shaw. She's an educator.
Okay, hang on.
With two separate into the concerns raised in relation to the operations at Dodds Prison. Drug and alcohol abuse. Industrial Court of Antigua. Judicial or justice focus inquiry. It has to do with things like procurement. He is with Future Safe going to address the issues that are rampant at both. I will turn this over now.
We're done.
And we are going to address the issues that are rampant.
All right. Well, for those who may not know, this guy said 6 weeks. That was about back in April sometime. Two things I want to bring to your attention, though, without question. As a matter of fact, let me just go and play this one first, just to show you exactly how this thing was planned out. You got to check this out. And this is July. Remember, this is back in April. He said 2 weeks ago, Cabinet approved the funds for the retrofit. So it means to say that they had a plan already. Even before the girls escaped, there was already a plan in motion, which I kind of knew that. What you might not know is this part. Check this out. All right, let me just go and cue this up. All right. All right, Government Industrial School.
We're very pleased with the progress of the work here at the Government Industrial Schools at Dodds. We're targeting a completion date of September the 9th. The workmen on site, the contractor, the architect, the engineer have been doing a fantastic job in pushing this project because they understand how important it is for us as well. The renovations and the change of location and starting over in a new spot is not just a geographical change of location, but we also looking to change the way the school operates. We want to have purpose-built facilities that allow the girls to learn nails, hairdressing, the boys to learn barbering. We're going to try to provide as many opportunities here to allow our young people a chance to learn a skill. Now, when they come out, they don't have to be scrunching for a job, but they can actually go to work for themselves. We're trying to create an entrepreneurial spirit among the wards of the Government Industrial School. The intention is to put as many things here as possible that allow them to feel that this is not a prison environment. This is an environment where you can rehabilitate yourself. This is an environment where you can learn a skill or a trade. This is an environment where you can come to peace with yourself. This is an environment where you can prepare yourself to go back out into the world. And all the regular things that you would expect, the counseling facilities, everything is going to be there. Another thing that influenced our decision is, if you think about it, we had two different schools. So there were two different kitchens, two different sets of teachers. It was difficult for the counselors to commute between the two schools. So by consolidating and co-locating the schools, it also allows us to save a lot of money on infrastructure, a lot of money in plant and material costs, allows us to be more efficient with the programs that we run, and be able to put on programs that cater for both the boys and the girls. So the opportunities created by the co-location of the girls from Barrows down to the facility here at Dodds are encouraging. And I look forward to the completion of the works on or before September the 9th. And I want to be here personally to welcome the young ladies when they come down and to tell them this is a new beginning for all of us.
It is a new beginning for all of us. Okay. So the reason why I put that in order is that the issue was going on since 2016, where there was a first time in history, way more girls outdid the boys as far as the Government Industrial School is concerned. And in 2022, since 2021, this issues with a lot of allegations and problems at the institution has been going on. This is over a year and a half now, roughly over a year and a half, and absolutely nothing outside of the fact that they went to Parliament, shuffled some money around. Of course, they never have any money, but they found some money to retrofit some old-looking Victorian-style building, probably full of asbestos for all we know. I don't know, and just kind of give it a facelift. The interesting thing would be to find out who actually got the contract and the relationship to those involved. But that's another conversation totally. Always follow the money. The point I want to hit home, though, is that he was concerned so much that he had to do a thorough investigation to get to the bottom, and no stone unturned, this kind of language. Well, guess what? This is now almost time to open the facility. And we have not heard what the minister is talking about regarding the institution and the investigation that, to my knowledge, should be complete by now. Because what I do know is that they interviewed the staff members that were there. They questioned a lot of them, if not all of them. As a matter of fact, I think they questioned all, including the ones that was leaking information. Yes, there were some staff members leaking information. I think everybody knew that. I think the staff also knew that. I mean, how else would we get the information we had to report to you? The other part I want to make, though, is that despite all that being done and all the information being brought forward, all the allegations being put on the table, all fingers being pointed at who needs to be pointed at, whether it was the abuse that was going on with the young ladies, whether it was the stealing from the staff in the pantry and whatnot. Of course, everybody claims this wasn't going on, which is funny because you have your own staff members who have enough evidence, and I mean they have evidence, they actually have evidence, incriminating other staff members. My thing is, come forward and speak up, man. But, this Barbados. And the quickest thing Barbados could do is try to use scare tactics. Oh, they're going to do this on you. They're going to press this charge on you. They're going to bring up this. They're going to bring up that. They're going to have to make up this and have to make up that. Because if you standing on the square of righteousness, then you ain't got to worry about that. Only the wicked flee when no one pursues. Only wicked. So some staff members decide they ain't talking up. At least not to the people they should talk up to. But they went to the investigation. And since then, you notice nothing. Some folks got transferred. Some folks closed. Well, they said they closed in Barrows and sent them all to St. Philip. Like I said, that was the plan from before the situation. It kind of makes you wonder if that whole situation wasn't orchestrated. Makes you kind of wonder if this wasn't a ploy or the plan. Perhaps even trap certain people. You never know what the government liable to do. Oh, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. Nevertheless, they have the money. They fixed the place. September is around the corner, literally around the corner. And we'll see now because, of course, he has to come and launch the whole opening and whatnot. And I sincerely hope that we get a press pass to be present. Just to answer one question, I hope one of the people from Barbados today or the nation who have the testicular fortitude or the kahunas when this thing happened to say, excuse me, Mr. Minister, question. What's the status of the report? Now, someone said he mentioned it before in a little clip somewhere. I don't know. If he did mention it, it was so, I don't even know. I don't see how, because I would like to think that you did a press conference to reveal what your findings were and who got charged, because you said charges were going to be brought. And they're clearly victims of abuse. They are clearly victims of abuse. So something we have to give. I mean, is the principal of the school still on leave? And does he still have the court order for not one, but two specific young ladies? I mean, if that's the case, let us know. Let us know. We're just curious to know this. Was the legislation updated? Jacqueline, I don't even really know. I can't even honestly answer that question. What I will say, though, family, is that it has become obvious that this too, like the Auditor General report and all these other issues that are risen in Barbados, they'll talk about it for a minute. They say Barbadians have a 9-day memory. And after 9 days, they don't remember anything that was discussed 9 days ago. Like if you think about what was the gossip 9 days ago, you kind of got to scratch your head because now it's something new. A new video is out. A new name is mentioned. somebody else is being accused of something. There's always news to keep you busy. But the things you need to be concerned about, you hardly ever hear about. You don't hear about it. But as we speak, like I was told, there's several clubs in Barbados who promote young ladies dancing and whatnot. A lot of these women's groups and different organizations and safe spaces, yeah, I said it, they're not out there trying to stop this. They're not out there trying to do a thing about that. They're not even touching it. They don't even speak on it. Well, someone said it's part of the social fabric. That's been going on for years, Okay. So what that mean? It's supposed to stay that way? Family, if righteousness exalts a nation, and I ain't trying to preach no holier than thou, what I'm saying is that if it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to abuse one as well. We cannot keep turning a blind eye because of fear of what this body going to say, or what this body going to do, or what they going to accuse you of, or what they going to suggest this and that. Nobody don't care about that. Nobody real don't care about that. So what I'm suggesting is this. September around the corner, family. The reporters that watch this platform, and I know you do, I do see the relationship between what comes on Wednesday and what's in the paper Thursday or Friday. We do notice it. I mean, thank you, by the way. It's kind of a compliment. But yeah, though, let me see how this could work out, man. Make sure y'all question this man about the report. Where's the report? Where's the report? Is it printed where you can get it and take it home and read it yourself? Is it online where we can review it? Is it a PDF file? Where's the report, Mr. Minister? They say he was going to bring a report in 6 weeks, not go on to perpetuity, you said? I like to think I'm somewhat pragmatic about this whole thing. And all I would say is this, that y'all playing around, man. Straight up and down, y'all just playing around. And you figure it was going to get away? Nah, it wasn't going to get away, man. It wasn't going to get away. Nah, that wasn't the case, What I'll tell you is this, though, and this is where I'm going to go in my next, where is it? Let me find the one. Yeah, this is the one here. I found it. I got a few things to put up. Don't worry. Give me a second. Not yet. And I ain't going to play this whole clip. I'll play part of it and give you all the link. But the reason why I was speaking about that is for this very reason right here. Let me go back there real quick. Because I know that, put this one here in the limelight here, man. I want y'all to realize something, family. Seriously realize something, When Adriel was speaking, right, Mr. Bradford, at the time, make you wonder, because I ain't really saying he any better, but he may have been a bit better in that the Attorney General, note the point, the Attorney General, because he wasn't the minister in charge of Homeland Affairs. I think he was, not mistaken, that was the Attorney General of the Democratic Labour Party. And he spoke about the situation he thought was alarming, a bit alarming. Yeah, the alarms went off. You have not even heard a word from our prime servant regarding this matter, except for that quick 3-minute comment on brass tacks. By the way, you ain't heard a word from the Attorney General. Like, I don't know what's up with this guy. He always smiling. Don't have a clue what's really the situation. But when it comes to this particular servant right here, this servant right here, man, I don't know, family. This servant right here, I don't know. The carpet is too small for it to be swept under it. He probably went to buy a carpet. That's probably what happened. That's why it's taking so long. Wake him up. That's right, Margaret. Wake him up. I'm telling you, Margaret. He probably went to buy a carpet to sweep this stuff on it, because this is crazy. And the amount of information that's circulating in cyborg space. I mean, whether it be voice notes or whatnot. Everybody like they got voice notes, whether it be notes or whatnot. Everybody they got notes, man. We're going to have a show and tell one these days and see who got the most. That's what's going to have to happen. Yeah. The carpet, man. The carpet. Let me show y'all something, though. Let me show y'all something else. Hold on a second. You don't believe me? Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show y'all something. That's why I tell y'all, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go watch this clip again, by the way, if you can. this 6 weeks investigation that they promised, and all these different names they call, and all these different people involved in this thing, why did not do a separate, independent? And let me show you. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me show you what they really do in politics when you're playing with the big boys. Let me show you the difference real quick right now. Watch this. I'm just gonna go straight to it. Let me just change. I'm pushing in the clutch here a second, family. Let me change lanes real quick. I want you all to watch this and listen carefully. By the way, this is only what day is this? This is August the 18th, 2022. This is Fox News on YouTube. So if y'all block my page, I am reporting what's already on Fox News on YouTube. That's crazy. They'll block me for playing something that's already on YouTube. That don't make no sense. Anyhow, I'm playing this though. Listen to this very carefully, family. Listen to this very carefully. Matter of fact, let me put the link up as well so you can have it, so that you can, in case whatever. I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this. Should I play this one first? Yeah, I ain't do this one first. The link is up in the box, man. The comments right there below. Check this out, man. Check this out, man.
We made some pretty public mistakes and we need to own them. I think it's really important to understand the great work of this agency, but also to admit to areas where we needed to improve. We owe that to the American people.
Yeah, after trying to control our lives for 3 years, the CDC now says, whoops, sorry, we screwed that one up. Director Rochelle Walensky admitting her agency dropped the ball on the pandemic big time, saying the CDC failed to meet the moment and calling their own guidance confusing and overwhelming. Yeah, no.
I want y'all to realize, y'all realize what's happening here, right? Y'all realize what this is about. This is the head of the CDC admitting that they messed up on something. They admitting. They're not on TV talking about, this deeply concerns me. And all you can see is pure fear. They're trying to feel their words because they think they're that good, but they own up to this thing. But not only own up, let me show how far out on a limb this woman, they're going to have her head for this. Mark my word. They're going to have her head for this. Check this out, family. These politicians in Barbados, they are gutless and lack integrity. They don't have no integrity, no courage, and no honor.
No kidding. But don't worry,
No kidding.
Walensky claims everything will all be under control soon as with an agency-wide reset. And Lord of the lockdowns, Dr. Fauci himself also poking his head out to defend the organization.
And I think they should be commended in the fact, particularly Dr. Walensky, realizing and recognizing the shortcomings that have been there for quite a long time, long antedating Dr. Walensky's tenure. So I'm actually optimistic that given the fact that the problems have now been recognized, that there's a pathway to making a very good organization much better.
Yeah, Megan, it sounds like they're saying a bunch of nothing. Like I have a short memory, but I remember the CDC absolutely saying one thing and then another, and saying one thing and then another. And all they're saying now is, we're bad at communicating.
Why is she still there? Can I volunteer to fire her right now?
Yeah, can I volunteer to fire this guy right now? I like this sister right here, though. She just want to fire people. Like, we ain't having it, man. Family, they not having it.
You're fired. You're fired. Get out. Tony Fauci's leaving, right? Get out. All I remember is March of last year, when she was like, I'm really upset about what the future looks like. This woman and all the people, it was an infrastructure problem. Our public health infrastructure in the country was not up to the task. No, you weren't. And no, it's you. I screwed up. I set children back their entire lives in terms of learning because they were kept out of school unnecessarily for a year and a half, even longer than that. They never ran the risk of contracting grave illness or even spreading it to adults, but they closed down schools because Randy Weingarten at the American Federation of Teachers told them to. How about just call in, say, the parents of children who killed themselves or tried to commit suicide because they were locked away from their friends? How about apologizing to all the people who were fired across the country, teachers and firefighters and healthcare workers, because they didn't get the vaccine, which, again, only protects you from severe illness, doesn't protect anybody else. These people need to be fired. They need to burn the entire CDC down and start all over.
Simply put, I'm telling you, go watch the rest of that clip, family. Go and watch the rest. It is nothing but action, pure fire. And the thing is this, though. The thing that got me is this. Like they said, they own up to it, which is interesting. But guess what? They didn't own up to it because they wanted to. They didn't own up to it because they felt like, it's the right thing to do. You know that this woman actually called for an independent investigation into how they handled that. They actually called for independent review. They didn't ask for, hold on a minute, man. Let me put this other one up, man. You think I played?
I'm actually
Hold on. Let me go back here, man. Let me see if I can find this one here real quick. Is this the one? Is this the one? I think this is the one. If not that one, then it's this one. I gonna play both though. I gonna play both. Hold on a minute, man. I'm gonna give you this, man. Y'all gotta see this. And the reason I'm showing this is to show you we've been playing with these politicians too long, man. This man is not the man for the job. He don't have a clue what he doing. Time and time and time again, he has proven that he needs to go home. Full stop. Full stop, man. Full stop. Full stop, man.
A startling admission from the head of the CDC that the agency has made serious mistakes during this COVID pandemic, which has killed more than 1 million Americans. The U.S. has by far the highest COVID death toll in the world. Dr. Rochelle Walensky is now calling for fundamental change to restore the public's trust as now monkeypox spreads and COVID numbers remain high in some places in the country. She spoke to our Dr. John LaPook in an exclusive TV interview last night.
Listen to this.
Was the agency up to the task of handling this pandemic?
I think our public health infrastructure in the country was not up to the task of handling this pandemic.
Dr. Rochelle Walensky is vowing to revamp the CDC after its response to COVID-19.
We made some pretty public mistakes and we need to own them.
This admission came after the CDC received the findings of an external review she ordered of the agency.
An external review, not a review based, not an investigation based on some friends and some past colleagues and other Democratic and perhaps BLP past members or whoever, but independent. You see the difference? An unbiased opinion. And the thing is this, when they got the unbiased opinion, guess what happened?
The CDC says the review found the agency's COVID guidance was confusing and overwhelming. Why did you go ahead and commission this external review?
An external review.
I think it's really important to understand the great work of this agency, but also to admit to areas where we needed to improve. We owe that to the American people.
The CDC says its new objectives are to share scientific findings and data faster, translate the science into practical, easy-to-understand policy, and develop what Dr. Walensky called special forces to fight future pandemics.
Well, I ain't going into that part, but what I want to show you is that, you notice the difference here, man? You see the difference? Difference, man, difference. They own the fact that they screwed up. They own it. And the truth of the fact is, I ain't sure, man. I think her head, knowing America, her head gonna roll, man. America don't play that. They don't play that, man. They don't play that at all. Let me give you one more, man. Let me give you one more. Hold on. Just because we be playing with these politicians, man.
Optimistic that given the fact that the problems have now been recognized, that there's a pathway to making a very good organization much better.
The problems have now been recognized. So the entire world was following the instructions of these people who was manipulating the World Health Organization. You know how that go? Who? To only now find out that they weren't really sure what they were doing and they actually messed up a lot. A lot of lives have been affected by this, man, across the entire world. And they own up to it. But the government industrial school, you can't even get a 6-week report based on allegations and, how they keep escaping. You know what's funny? Mr. Abraham, let me ask you one question. Let me ask you a question, man. Matter of fact, let me play this first. I can answer the question afterwards.
Very good. Very crap. Fauci, Walensky, resign. Will this CDC overhaul actually change anything, or are these bozos still full of hot air? Joining me to discuss, Cato Institute senior fellow and practicing general surgeon. He knows something about free market medicine. Dr. Jeffrey Singer is back. Welcome back, Dr. Singer.
Hi, Kennedy. Great to be here.
So let's discuss this a little bit. I mean, obviously, the CDC, Walensky herself contradicted statements constantly. You know, she was like, "Oh, I'm so dire. I have a feeling in the gut of my soul that something awful is going to happen." And then the next week, it's like, "Yeah, everyone can stop wearing masks. Bye." It's more than rot within a single agency. How have they screwed up in your eyes?
Well, first of all, I think, as we agree, the CDC is in desperate need of a makeover, and I got to commend Dr. Walensky for at least recognizing that. I have some suggestions that she hasn't come up with that I think are very important. First of all, I think that she needs to end the culture of groupthink that exists in that agency, and that starts at the top. You know, the biological sciences are not black and white like the other sciences. There's a lot of gray, and so you need to encourage a diversity of scientific opinions and welcome challenges to what you think you know. Otherwise, you never know when you're wrong, and that's why it takes so long sometimes for the CDC to recognize that they're completely off base in their recommendations. In addition to that, I think CDC has mission creep. I mean, when they were created over 70 years ago, their mission was to fight the spread of communicable infectious diseases. They started with getting rid of malaria that was infecting the southern states, and then they focused on things like polio and measles and that kind of thing. But in recent years, their mission has spread out to things like fighting obesity, smoking, violence, telling doctors how to prescribe opioids to their pain patients.
Wow.
And while all these things may have some public health, they may have something to do with public health, that's way beyond their mission. And when you do a whole lot of things, you wind up not doing anything well. So they think they need to get back to their original mission of fighting infectious diseases. And then another thing I would have them do, this is a tougher one, they need to get themselves disassociated from the political branches of government.
Disassociate from the political branch of government. You ain't got to say nothing else. That's sufficient. So in other words, government is who controlling currently the CDC. Having said that, we leave that one right there. When you get a chance, family, go do some research on this. This is big news. The reason why I say it's big news is because what is the Caribbean's response to this at this point in time? Because if the people you were following now admit that they were wrong, then when you say you're putting protocols in place based on who, no pun intended. Oh man, I cracked myself up. But anyhow, family, like I said, yeah, she got to get fired. They all got to go. Burn it down and start from scratch. Totally agree. Guess what? Mr. Wilfred Abram. Y'all ever found the keys that were used to open the doors that the girls escaped? The keys? I bet you who have those keys right now, I bet you those keys right now might be valuable to somebody in the ministry. And I bet you those keys must have to be valuable because it's like, well, wait a minute. How do girls get the keys? How did they get the keys? The keys are locked away safely in a place where you lock keys up. So then how they got the keys? Did somebody give them the keys? I mean, this is a conspiracy now then. There's somebody on the inside co-conspiring to what? Make the place look bad? Maybe justify this money that y'all just got suddenly allocated to retrofit the facility. Here's a question for you. Don't the retrofit need plans drawn up? Well, when did all that happen? I mean, the girls only escaped in March, and by April, you had stuff done already, figured out, and retrofit plans drawn and budgets and everything done. Quite interesting, isn't it? Like I said, family, I think we were hoodwinked and bamboozled, quite frankly, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of these people who out here advocating that they're interested, it's all stall tactics, purely stall tactics. It's like the distraction on the magician. Why are you looking left? They moving right. And while you look right, they're moving left. They had plans and everything done up, meetings already done, walkthroughs, layout. They done got it all figured out. Procurement plans, all this stuff is already done. The equipment, they weren't building benches. They got this stuff already ordered. How come all this? If Parliament only approved the loan in April and the girls escaped in March, beginning of April, I'm just trying to figure out at what point did all this happen? Unless it was a plan before. Yeah, family, it looked like we was hoodwinked and bamboozled, which means that the money that was allocated to refurbish, borrow, paint it up and whatnot was a waste if you know you're going to close it anyhow. And then the money that was allocated to build this, retrofit this facility up in St. Philip, what was the budget? What was the budget? And can we get a forensic audit going on to know? Let's start following this money. Who are the contractors involved? Who are really involved? Who are the procurement managers involved? Who did the drawings? This kind of stuff. Let's start looking at this kind of thing, family, and piece it together slowly because the information is out there. I'm sure one visit to the minister's office and this request being made, I mean, after all, he's a public servant. I'm just saying, public servant. I'm just saying, family. I'm just saying, man. You see, when we sit back and do nothing, this is what happens. And then everybody waiting to see what Emmanuel is going to do. And this is what happens. That's for later. I gotta have to get back to that in a minute. Right, here we are. Yeah, though, I was just saying to myself, though, man, you know, I'm just saying to myself, man, this is interesting. Anyhow, I wanted to do something tonight, which I had not done before. I don't think I did this at all, actually. I don't think I had done this previously. And I just thought about it. Let me see if I can find it first. And there's it. That's it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, here we are. Yeah, so just a couple of questions I had. Was wondering back in the days, you know, when I was in Brooklyn, and that time I used to be living in a little one-room apartment. Well, I'm sorry, let me phrase that. That sounds kind of big, but it really was renting a room in a 3-bedroom apartment. You know, that's crazy. I was just renting a room. And my room was actually the smallest room, which was a closet that was converted into a room. So you could picture a closet that was converted into a room. Sometimes I think back and can't believe things I've been through. Like, damn, you can't make this up. And while I was in this closet and living that life, you know, I thought to myself, you know, being involved in different activities, and you could read between the lines. As a matter of fact, I wanted to put up a picture of myself back then. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I was just looking for it. You know, I don't want don't get me wrong, family. You know what I mean? You know, don't get me wrong. This is back in the days. This is back in the days, you know what I mean? Y'all know how that go, man. Y'all know how that go. All right, hold on. Let me just pull this up again. I just had this here, man. Here it is, man. All right. So this is it right here. Back in the days. Back in the days. All right, I can put this up. Now I'm sharing this, okay? I'm just going to share this really quick. Go to share, go to window, this one right here. All right, so this is back in Brooklyn, family. It's back in my Brooklyn days. Y'all may not know that, but it's back in my Brooklyn days. Let me see if I can make this any larger. Yeah, so I might have been around the same age, young, you know what I mean? 19, 20, maybe 21, maybe at best 20, 21. And now I see young people, you know, at that age, young ones, 19, 20. And I think back about where my mind was back then and the things I was involved in back then and how I used to move and operate back then. You know, sometimes I see the youths now and I really start to think and I wonder, you know, I just wonder, man, like where we went wrong, family, where we went wrong, where did we go wrong? Because I wasn't much different, although I felt I was more advanced in my thinking The truth is, I was more advanced in the things I was doing wrong. And I was justifying it when the truth and the fact is, I was wrong. And so when I see the young people and I see the young ladies out there and I see the young men, look, there's a whole group of young men that came through the program direct, man, that when they see us now, they hail us. And I feel so proud when I see them, knowing that they were living a lifestyle that was destined to Dodds or Westbury. I feel proud when they show us, I doing a business now. Look, sir, look, I just went and buy a car, or I just my little shop right here, whatever. It's a proud feeling when I see the young ladies and we pass them and we see them working in different places and they shout, you Emmanuel, or remember, whatever. It's a proud feeling. It's a feel like, you know what? Yeah, we might win some and we might lose some, but the reality is we save a lot more. So to see what's going on now and realize that these adults, they're on a whole different witch hunt, a whole different mission. It's like, you know what? I remember Brooklyn. And I remember that you don't know who these youths are going to grow up to be. If you had ever told me that one day, at this point in my life, that one day I'm going to put them guns down, I'm going to stop doing what I was doing, and I'll be helping young people, helping elders in the community, I'll be helping people in the society. If you had told me that, nah, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you one bit. As a matter of fact, some say I look young, though. I look young? I don't know. They say I look young, man. I look the same. I don't know if I look the same. Look a little different. Got a little more here. Got a lot more here. I don't know if I look any different, but sometimes I think to myself, life, man, life. You never know who these young people are going to grow up to be. They are the most precious resource we have right now. All of them. Yeah, some of them doing some not so good things, but I can't throw any stones. I did a lot of not so good things myself. You see what I'm saying? But I give thanks to all those who assisted me along my way. I give thanks to all those who guided me along my way. I give thanks to all those who was patient with me along my way. And more important, I give thanks to all those who never exploited me along my way and show me how it is to help selflessly, just for the purpose of helping. Simple. Because I could stand here today, man, and like, you know what? Keep doing what we've been doing. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We ain't going to never stop, no matter what. Reality. Because one day, a day will come when they look back in retrospect and they'll be like, you know what? And they'll be like, yo, sir. Like, nah, don't call me that. I hate to hear that here. Yo, yeah. Yo, thanks, man. Like, thanks. You know what? Don't thank me. You find somebody else. You come across another young man or you come across a young lady. You know what you do? You help them. The same way people came and helped me. This picture right here means so much because I remember that day very clearly. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, if y'all only knew. Yeah, I remember this. Anyhow, family, enough of that reminiscing. That was a memory lane there, man. I agree with you that the youth is a precious resource, but for who? Well, for our nation. Tell them the truth, not this Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Marvel superhero BS. Tell them the truth about Thanksgivings, etc. Yes, and more importantly, also tell them the truth about who they are, who we are as a people. And our legacy did not start with slavery. He said the Benz medallion. You say the Benz medallion. You mean in the picture, right? Well, hold on. Let me just make this clear real quick. Just so nobody don't miss it. Yeah, brother, man, it was the Benz medallion. But hold on. Is the Benz medallion? Yes. But the Benz medallion originated in Ethiopia. Don't get tapped with it. That Benz medallion is from Ethiopia. But what it represents 360 degrees with the trinity of 120 mathematics, 120 degrees of mathematics. If you're in the lodge, you know, you might know the 33 degree Mason, but there are others who study higher degrees. And that trinity is divided into 120 degrees of mathematics 3 times. So 120 degrees multiplied by 3 is 360 degrees mathematics. So at this point in my journey, I was at 360 degrees of mathematics, born supreme. But anyhow, that is a whole other conversation, man. Seeing a man ain't knowing a man. Here, it's all I saying. It's all I saying. I even remember the day I broke this ring, punching someone, and then then even gonna go into that. Yeah, but yeah, I had a lot less here. I had a lot less here. Yeah, y'all don't have a clue. You know, that's all right. And by y'all, I don't mean my family. I mean those who watch, seeking and looking. Seeing a man, ain't knowing a man. After 360 is 720. After 720, 1040. Yeah, he said it. Oh, sorry, 1080. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all ain't ready for that. Go watch Lucy, the movie. Go watch Lucy, the movie. If you're interested in that mathematics, different level, man, different level. I give thanks, family. But like I said, though, it's about the youths, man. And, you know, they planning on putting our youths in a state-of-the-art facility. It don't even matter what they do, what they put them. They don't have no good intentions. They don't have no good intentions. I ain't even going to bring up discussions about other institutions right now, like Thrive, for example. Yes, I said it. I said it finally. Thrive in Black Rock. Yes, I said it. Thrive in Black Rock. As a matter of fact, what I did not know, which I don't think y'all may have known, is that particular place in Black Rock that called Thrive, you heard so much about during the whole court case with the young ladies back and forth. We sent them to Thrive, they're in Thrive. Send them to Thrive, they're in Thrive. Well, I had the privilege of visiting this place called Thrive. Yeah. And what I thought was most profound about it is while I was there on a visit, a family visit, really. Let me just put this up here real quick before I jump out of this place. Children's Mental Health Facility, a reality. Yeah, we know some of our children have mental health, but the truth of the fact is we have a lot of politicians who got some serious mental health issues that ain't nobody want to address. And it's obvious to a duck. But anyhow, this place, Thrive, yes, this is Thrive. And if I'm not mistaken, this is probably the board of directors of the Sandy Lane Trust, along with some other folks here, you know, our prime servant and others. This place was open for the children with mental health issues. And children suffering with mental illness now have their own specialized facility. The Thrive Family Center was officially launched on Saturday by the Psychiatric Hospital grounds. On the Psychiatric Hospital grounds. This is a facility that's located inside of Black Rock. The funding and construction work were provided through the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust and its grant patron Derek Smith. It will admit patients in January. That was, I think, 2018. If I'm not mistaken, this is from when? When is this here now? Yeah, I think this is 2018. Yeah, 2018, something like that. But yeah, though, Thrive. Now, what do we know about this place called Thrive? Other than the fact it was built by Sandy Lane Charitable Trust. And these 4 individuals right here who I believe are the directors. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. Yes, we need mental health facilities to deal with our children with mental health. Yes, we know. But what's causing this mental health? I mean, do children normally suffer from mental health issues? See, we are always quick to want to supply the Band-Aid. We're always quick to want to supply the gauze. We're always quick to want to supply the ointment. How about preventing the fall in the first place? Like, how about that? How about we start addressing or identifying what these issues are and dealing with the preventative more than the reactive, or rather than the reactive? Just my 2 cents. But we're going to get in this tribe place, though. We're going to touch on this because, what's the rules that govern tribes? What's the rule that govern the children coming there? Are they allowed to get visits from family? If so, how many family members? What part of the family? Is it the whole family's welcome? Which the family support is the most important support team in any form of person trying to rehabilitate themselves. Family, especially the family that surrounds that child or that adult. The more family, the better, because it helps to create that nurture environment. So I would like to know personally, what are the stipulations that govern that institution in terms of rehabilitation for these children? What is the programs? What is the curriculum? What do they really do in this institution? How do they really help these children with mental health issues? Do we even know? The answer is no. We don't have a clue. And I doubt any parent that has a child there even have a clue. We're going to ask questions, though. Let's call Sandy Lane this week coming. Let's call Sandy Lane. As a matter of fact, what's his name? What's the guy's name? Derek Smith. I feel like going to try to contact Mr. Derek Smith and have him on our platform just for a casual interview. Yeah, just for a conversation. What is this all about? Tell us, share us. What's this all about, Mr. Smith? Stay tuned, family. We can get to the bottom of this, man. Yeah, we can get to the bottom of this. Serious. Boy, this man, he for real. Yeah, man, the family. I want to know, is family allowed to visit the children? And if so, which family members? Only the mother and the father? Family, friends? I mean, who? I didn't know you have anyhow. Y'all know why you answered that question, though. Yeah, y'all know why you answered that question. Especially you and you. Especially you. I having fun. I gotta stop it, man. Bradford players is scary in the future. Listen, man, if it's one thing I know, right, is that they have always been experimenting on our children from the plantation. And seeing as South Barbados is still a plantocracy with the illusion of a democracy, aristocracy control the thing. Why would we think anything is different now? I mean, why would we think otherwise? We'd be naive to think otherwise, family. Naive to think otherwise. But anyhow, I feel we're going to just close out here right now, family. I think we had a decent kind of evening. Feels like a form of bondage. Those not caught by poverty, obesity, disease gets caught up in this. What future are we going to have? Yo, that's deep. That's deep. It's a fact, man. It's a fact. It is a fact. Is this place open for all races of patients on the island or only for the copper-tone, menelated children? Woo, I really would like to know. Yeah, good question. Yes, I know the word industry. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Serious. 100% bearing capacity. Somebody paying attention. Rastafari done see it from afar. Power the Trinity. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Family, I give thanks, man. I give thanks for the support. Always, man. Always, man. Before I even go to that road there, though, I wanted to just do this real quick. Let me just conclude this here real quick for sure. Let me just conclude this because for me, I think I've said this before on more than one occasion, and no matter how many times I say it, I don't think I could ever say it enough. We do this because it's our duty. It's not a job. It's not a hobby. We don't do it for the likes. We do this for the love, man. Strictly for the love, man. A sister put a comment on earlier that I felt was very important, and I want to end tonight's session on this note. There was an article recently that talked about. Hold up, I have it in my phone. I didn't. It's only front page of the Nation. I'm gonna give you the date. Maybe one of y'all could inbox me the actual article from online, because I didn't actually get to research this one myself, but I did take a picture of it. Yeah, it was what day is this? Hold on. This is August the 23rd. My favorite number. Tuesday, August the 23rd. If you can find the front page of the Nation, inbox me, send me a picture, whatever. Make sure it's clean. And what I want to focus on is at the bottom of that paper, the front page, it says more COVID ease coming. You see that's bellied up. Of course, more ease is coming. It had to shut down and reset. We did this. They admitted that. And no conspiracy theory, and nobody, they said it themselves based on an independent investigation. But it said more COVID ease coming. But right below that in small print, it says, but CMO concerned about deaths among elderly. Now, notice you keep hearing every other day, more deaths from COVID. But they no longer tell you whether they were vax or unvax. I suspect they were vax, because if they were unvax, they would quick to tell you that, because it helps with the propaganda, So I suspect, note my words, family, I'm not making any claims. I suspect the reason why they're not telling you anymore is because that same reason why you could think for yourself. If I got to tell you, then you're on the wrong platform. But they said that they're concerned about the deaths among the elderly. Family, look in the obituary on any given day, especially on weekends, and see the amount of elderly people right now that have passed away. All right, we know that elderly always passed away. But look at the statistics for the last 5-10 years of Barbados in terms of death and age. And look at it in the last year, not 2 years, just the last year alone. Tell me if you notice anything, family. Tell me if you notice anything, family. Tell me if you notice anything, family.
A word unto the wise is enough. You can look but don't touch my relations and such. Cause out here in this jungle we roll. Every king has a stroll. And if you enter my soul, about to protect my own. Protect my own. I will protect my.
Let me pull out from the top, family. From the top. Let me just say this real quick, right? If the history books are going to be written in some time to come, let it say that during this time of decision making, that we stood up. That we stood up. When all else failed, when all else bowed, when the fire was lit and Babylon became aware that there was such a thing as the Hebrew Israelites, Rastafari, we said light the fire, man. Because we're not bowing. We're not bowing. You might convince everybody around us, and I could be the last man standing. But thank God I won't have to be the only man standing. Met a lot of good men and good women on this journey, and we gonna keep standing. Rastafari.
A word unto the wise is enough. You can look but don't touch my relations and such. Cause out here in this jungle we roll. Every king has a stroll. And if you enter my soul, about to protect my own. Protect my own. I will protect my own. basket from birth to the casket of birth. They've been talking some words. I look.
I heard they've been talking.
Was brought up and taught up the tactics and learned that.
Lions don't look back when dogs bark. We don't look back. We don't look back. Spit can't reach where we walk, man. Cheese on. Something twice. Have a beautiful night, family. Beautiful night, family. A word to the wise. Just a word to the wise, family. Y'all think this is a game, right? You think this is a game, right? Girl, we roll. Vow to protect. We vow to protect our own family. We vow, man. This is a divine oath, family. You can't join this. You can't choose this.
Sharp like the sun crown from Christ's head. But you know the flow hard door like sliced bread. Lyrics smell the butter, we make a nice spread. But I know margarine, I pull the margin in and stretch the margin out. And if you march
it out, you march without. March alone, then return to home. Tell the queen that we lost the throne. Nah, I done, family. We going for now, man. Empower the youths. Empower the youths. Empower the youths, man. Empower the youths, family. Empower the youths, family. Empower the youths, family. Empower the youths, family. Ali Selassie the First, Empress Rosera Menin. One perfect balance.
Them can't say them never know. And I'm bread boy, you know the thing hard like no. Get the youths no straight then. Go when me check a stack, I listen all the reason.
Lights, love and light to YouTube family. Guidance, citation to YouTube brethren, Rastafari. Shout out to all the Dominica family. Big respect to Dominica right through. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all on Monday. Land where me born. Land where my ancestors plant corn. Sugar cane. Sugar cane. It's in the blood, man. It's in the blood, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. Coulda never fuck long. Politician, what? Welcome to the New Barbados family. Jeez, it's that time, family. It's that time, family. Time to hear the story of those that was hunted. Imagine when the hunted becomes the hunter. Boom!
United we stand up like when Nanny and Sam Sharp them did a plan up. Balance everything like Marty my plan. I wouldn't take my brother life here dollar. When we see the little drop a sentence on the white collar, I wouldn't be a killer, say I'd rather be a scammer. Chuckload of money.
Yes, family. Save the Trojan family. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Ghetto youths hold firm, man. Hold firm, family. Let me say this before I just slide off real quick. See, this is a message to my parents, man. Real quick, man. Operation Save the Children. Let me show you something, right? Mothers, especially. Fathers, too. Well, both, because I see some stuff, man, that make me scratch my head. Yeah. Be mindful. I can't stress this enough, family. If you don't get nothing about what I say tonight, and this is the only thing you hear me say tonight, listen to me carefully. Be very mindful how you speak to your children. Be mindful how you speak to your children. How you speak to your children becomes their voice. Here, keep that in mind. Be very mindful. Don't always be so quick to want to yell and cuss at them. And fathers, don't be so quick to want to lash your girl children or beat your boy children. Like, nah, though. I ain't never lashed my. Sit them down and reason with them. Like, come here, man. Let me talk to you, man. Like, come here. Firm, though. Let me talk to you, man. Come here, man. That makes sense, man. That makes sense. How would you do that differently, man? Approach it different, man. Don't always be given instructions like they can only function off instructions. Make them think, man. Ask them questions, man. And be mindful how you speak to them. I beg y'all, family. Let's raise leaders and not servants. We can do a whole parenting night one day. I feel inspired though. Like next week, maybe Wednesday, might do that for you. Like a whole thing on parenting. Be mindful how you speak to your children, how you nurture them. Use a tone that implies love and not anger or hate. Yes, you might be a bit disappointed sometimes, but come on, even adults, we do some shit where you go and scratch your like, damn, I did that for you. You know what I mean? Let me just use more love as the tone and more nurture as the objective, as opposed to trying to rule with fear. Because fear don't last as long as love. Here, Rastafari. Love y'all, family. Y'all have a beautiful night. And we're going to link up next week for Enjoy Your Weekend or the week start or the start of the next rise. I mean, however you want to call it, make it work positively with the language. In the meantime, and in between time, save the children. That is our most valuable resource. And like Pharaoh, there are many amongst us that sacrificing them in different ways. Yeah, in different ways. Know that. Having said that, we out, family. Blessed love, right? Y'all hold firm. And like I said, up full of joyfulness. You say going black, right? You're almost ready to roll. Go a little mission. Yeah, you're on a mission. Black Lion Security. Keep playing with it. Y'all think it's a game. Black Lion Security. The security that is visible and invisible. Don't play around.